All right. Good evening, everyone. The Irish Hammer here with you alongside Joshyboy.
Hey,
Josh, again.
good. How are you, man?
I am upright and better, so
That's good.
no complaint. I thought I was going to die this weekend. Fortunately, that didn't happen.
That's
I'm back.
good.
Yeah, yeah. That dying thing, it's kind of hard to come back from 5 years.
Yeah.
So bear with me. I will struggle a little bit. I've had like sinus infection and stuff, sinus allergy, all that stuff going for a couple of weeks, and then of course
Right.
finally down into my chest and bronchitis and all that good stuff. So, but we're on the uptick. It's all good.
Gotcha. Good.
Uh, anyway, so kind of a meh week for us last week by certainly by what we've kind of set our standard to be. Official plays went 8-7, so that just about broke us even, and then did have a few parlay site. Here we go. Excuse me. Tickets that came in, a couple teasers, things like that. So all in all, it wasn't a horrible week, but the entertainment value from Saturday certainly made up for whatever we may have been lacking in winning tickets. There was a lot of chaos, and it was great to see. It's always fun when you're on a bye week and don't have to sweat anything. So it was a lot of fun getting to kick back and kind of watch all the mayhem unfold. So today we'll start the 49 straight day run of football. So from now until I think it's the day before Thanksgiving, if I heard and read that correctly, we will have at least one game of football at some level every day until Thanksgiving. So, Josh, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yes, it is, man.
So with that in mind, what are you looking at for this week? We got a couple games tonight. We've got Missouri State's playing at East Tennessee State, and then we
Yeah.
also have Liberty playing at UTEP. And both of those games, I know the Missouri State Middle Tennessee State game. I know that game has already kicked off. I actually played
Right.
Missouri State, and then, of course, with my luck, their starting quarterback, game time decision, is not going to play. So they're starting the true freshman making
Oh.
his first start. So I'll just go ahead and set that ticket on fire. But I do
Oh
like
no.
the under. I do like the under in Liberty and UTEP. So don't know what that looks like for anybody. Probably neither one of those games on anybody's radar, but I tend to have degenerate tendencies. And I mean, hey, it's Wednesday. What else am I going to do, right?
Right.
So Thursday, do you have anything for us on Thursday's slate?
Yeah, I have a play in this East Carolina Tulane game tomorrow. One of my bigger plays for the weekend. So, seeing that the total is a 52.5 right now, the over under total. I'm not going to play the total. I am going to play a team total. So I'm looking at East Carolina over 22.5. Both teams coming off a bye, Tulane and East Carolina. And I feel like Tulane has not played anybody worth a damn this season besides Ole Miss and Duke. And anybody knows that East Carolina has a really good offense. And I feel like this line they can score about 28 points. I feel like the line is a little bit low, so give me East Carolina team total over 22.5 points against
Like where,
Tulane.
yep, I like where your head's at because I also have a play in this game, and I am on East Carolina plus 6.5. To your point, Tulane's had two step up in competition type games, I guess we will say, and they didn't look very good in either one
Yeah,
of them.
no,
And this East Carolina team's scrappy. Their quarterback is pretty good, and their defense is actually really good. So even though it's in the Garden District at home, I still feel like defense travels.
Yes.
So I think if nothing else, I think East Carolina can muddy this game up enough to keep it under the number and within a touchdown. So, yeah, I like the Pirates in this one also. So that over team total bet kind of supports that as well. So may not win it outright, but it could easily be a field goal, field goal type game. And I feel like East Carolina's, I think they're kind of a live dog in this deal. So good deal. Anything else on Thursday?
No, that's it for Thursday.
All right. I have another one for Thursday. And I hate to really even bring this team up because we've had our history. And I say we, I mean me and them. And that's Southern Miss. They are taking on Georgia Southern. And, Southern Miss got to just absolute crap beat out of them to start the season. And I think a lot of people have just written them off. And we just don't care about anything in Daddysburg until the spring. But I like Southern Miss in this game. It's only a 2.5-point spread. So Georgia Southern's defense is god-awful. I mean, they are ranked anywhere from 120 to 130 in just about every defensive metric. And they're ranked like number 130 in third and fourth down conversions allowed. So they give up a lot of first downs. And quite frankly, I think the Southern Miss offense is a lot better than maybe what people realize or would want to admit, me included. But they're actually top 30 in drive quality rate. So when they don't turn the ball over and when they cross the 50, they're pretty efficient offense. And I don't think Georgia Southern, whoever the hell they're playing, I don't think they're gonna slow them down and stop them. So I like Southern Miss in this one at 2.5. It's up to 3.5 now. So yeah, I definitely like the 2.5. And they could play this game on the moon. It doesn't matter. I like Southern Miss in that one. All right. Got a handful on Fridays. Is there anything on Friday's slate, Josh, that you're looking at?
Yeah, I got one game for Friday, Hammer. I'm looking at this line, and I do not get why South Florida is a very short underdog against North Texas. I get it. North Texas is undefeated. And has North Texas played anybody worth a crap or not really, Hammer?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Yeah, I like South Florida on the money line against North Texas Friday. I feel like Byron Brown and company are going to be in a really close game, but I like the better team to win the ball game Friday, South Florida, and they could possibly be playing for a playoff spot too. So yeah, give me South Florida on the money line. -110.
Yeah, this is going to go a long way in determining some G5 playoff positioning and battles. As if North Texas has played anybody, they opened the season against Lamar, which was a 51-0 win. They played at Western Michigan and won in overtime, 33-30. They beat the literal hell out of Washington State, 59-10. Then they went to West Point and won again in overtime, 45-38. And then they came back and beat South Alabama last week. 2 weeks ago. They were off last week, 36-22. So none of those really scream impressive wins. You could look at the Washington State. It's a Power 5 school. Ole Miss is going to beat them by probably 50 this week. So I don't know that that's really a great Power 4 team to hang your hat on. But there's one thing that concerns me about South Florida, and their offense has struggled the past couple weeks, actually the past few weeks. Of course, they came out, set the world on fire with some major upsets over Boise and them Gators. And North Texas is pretty strong on pass defense. They've got a top 25 EPA versus the rush. And their quarterback's yet to throw an interception on the season. When I first saw that South Florida was a slight dog in this game, kind of raised my eyebrow, and I sort of started leaning on South Florida. Excuse me, they're favored 1.5. My apologies. I think this thing came out at -1. I think I saw it drop down to a pick 'em. Now it's back to South Florida -1.5. I think this is one that it's kind of too close to call. South Florida is ranked; they're 24th, but I'm kind of on the fence. I was all about South Florida, and then I kind of swung back towards North Texas. Now I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Sorry, Luce. You and Luce are both on South Florida. It's still a lean for me, and I'm leaning North Texas.
Right.
I hate to be on the opposite side of either of you, but I damn sure hate to be on the opposite side of both of you.
Yeah.
So I may just have to step away from this one. I don't know if I'll make a play. If I do, I'll let everybody know. I'll let you and Luce know. But my lean was North Texas because at home,
right,
so much on the line. South Florida struggled a little bit on offense. North Texas is a really good team with a really good defense, and they're at home. So
fair point.
We'll put that one on the back burner.
Yeah.
For me anyway. But you're going South Florida money line.
-110.
Oh, yeah. All right. Anything else on Friday?
Yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Washington game. Do you think, because I have them over 7.5 season total wins, do you think there's any chance they lose this game Friday against Rutgers?
I think there's a chance, yeah.
Yeah. Because
that's about as far away as you can go.
Right. Because before I made this bet, I was looking at their host schedule and seeing what win they needed. I think this is going to be the key part. If they get this win, I feel like I'm going to get my 8 wins.
Yeah. I have a lean in this game, and it's on the over.
Okay.
I haven't made an official play on it. I'm trying to find it here on FanDuel to see what the latest and greatest is.
I got 59.5 right now in DraftKings over under.
That is the number I got, 59.5. This game is in New Jersey, correct?
It's at Washington.
No, it's at Washington. Okay.
Yes.
So it's going to be a late game. Why can I not find it? Whether FanDuel has pulled it. I can usually just zip right to these, but I am not
Not
seen
seeing
this
it.
game.
Wow. Yeah, you may be right, Hammer. They may have pulled that game.
Because I've gotten into, I'm all the way into the Hawaii and Nevada and Utah, Boise State. Wonder what's going on. Okay. Well, is there a chance they lose that game? Yes. Playing at home? Probably not. May not cover, should win. I like the over. I think there'll be a lot of points. I do have another Friday game.
Okay.
And that's going to be the Fresno State, Colorado State. And I'm going under the total of 47.5. Fresno's stingy. Their head coach is a defensive-minded coach, kind of a defensive guru. So they're very defensive oriented, and they're real comfortable playing slow-paced, tight, close games. They just had one this past week. I think it was like 24-17 or 2017. So it was low scoring. It was close. And I don't know if you paid any attention to Colorado State this year. Most people probably haven't. They're terrible offensively. They cannot score. They can't move the football. They're not very good in plus territory. They're even worse in the red zone. So this plays right into the style of play that Fresno State likes to employ. And, you're talking 48 points here. That's a lot of points for a team that can't score playing against a team that loves to grind it out and squeeze the life out of you. So really like Fresno and Colorado State under the 47.5.
Like it.
All right,
Good play.
so the big slate on Saturday. What's your first best bet for us?
My first bet for Saturday is we're going to Columbia, Missouri, Alabama, and Missouri. Big game in the SEC. Looking at the total right now, over 51.5. I'm going back to another team total prop. So I like Missouri over 24.5 team total points. So Missouri, they were number one scoring offense at one point this season. I don't know if they still are, but Bo Prabula at quarterback, kid's a stud, and Mod Hardy at running back, kid's a stud. I just don't see any way how Missouri doesn't score 28, 30 plus in this game against Alabama. I feel like it's going to be back and forth, back and forth. Both defenses can't stop anything, so give me Missouri over team total of 24.5.
Yeah, Missouri is the number 4 total offense in college football right now.
Who's number 1? Maybe Tennessee.
Tennessee is 6th. Texas Tech. They're averaging 569 yards a game.
Wow.
Just for while we're here, top 10 is Texas Tech, Southern Cal, Florida State, Mizzou, Indiana, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Oregon, and Old Dominion. A lot of people probably wouldn't have guessed that one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, Mizzou, they've been cooking. Magic 8 Ball just chimed in and said Missouri hits 30. I don't think you're wrong.
I don't think he's wrong either.
This is actually my first play I've got listed for Saturday also. Not making it official but I'm taking Missouri on the money line. I think they pull off the upset against Bama. Bama is coming off 2 very emotional wins against Georgia and that Diego Poverty chick. I'm not saying letdown spot, but it's, as we well know, it's tough to go to Columbia, Missouri and play football. I just think their running game it's so good. And I can't stand Dorkwitz. But I don't know, man. That's why I'm not making this official, because it's more of a gut. I can't lay out a big, long list of stats that would convince you, other than the fact that Missouri is so good on offense and has such a just terrific running game that can give Bama problems. I don't know. I guess it's just a gut thing. And and you can vouch, Josh will vouch for me. I got no love for Mizzou, I promise.
No, you don't. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just feel like this is a spot that they can get them. And quite frankly,
yeah.
I mean, Missouri's defense is pretty good too. They won't have seen as dynamic of an offense as they're about to see.
Right.
But still, man, they're pretty balanced. They can beat you a lot
They
of
are.
ways. And again, it's just, there's something about playing out there. It's just a weird place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Magic 8 Ball says, yeah, Missouri will get pressure. Simpson holds the ball, takes sacks, and that run game is real. It sure is.
It is.
It's legit. They can I think they can run the football on anybody. Maybe not anybody, but maybe Ohio State. They're good. So I'm fessing up. I'm taking Missouri straight up money line over Bama. What else you got for us, Josh?
All right, we are going to the Red River Shootout.
Have you been looking at your cheat?
Yeah. Seeing right now, the line is Oklahoma plus 1.5, and I feel like if Mateer was playing in this game, I feel like Oklahoma would be favored, quote unquote. And I'm not taking a side here. I'm taking a total. I feel like both defenses locked down in the first half, and I feel like they force a shutout in the first half. So give me first half under 20.5, Oklahoma and Texas.
What was the number? I'm sorry.
20.5.
Okay. I like it. I've got 2 plays on this game. I also, looking at the total, and 43.5 points doesn't seem like a lot for what we used to refer to, and in this house we still do, the Red River Shootout. I have a bunch of liberals outside my door protesting. But not this time. Both these defenses, although I feel like Oklahoma's defense is better because Texas has kind of been exposed a little bit defensively, there's still no pushover. I'm taking under 43.5. And I don't care if Mateer plays or not. I think the wrong team's favored. I like Oklahoma in this game. They get a struggling Texas team who can't quite seem to figure out its identity on offense. Defense has not been as stellar as what has been advertised, and part of that is because of the struggles of the offense. They haven't been able to get off the field as much. But I think it's a rock fight. I think it's ugly. I think it's probably one of the more unentertaining, non-exciting Red River shootouts we probably have seen in maybe ever. And there's still an outside chance Mateer plays. I don't think he does. I think it's a lot of smoke screen by Vegetables and the staff to kind of get Texas off their prep game. I just don't see this kid playing after having, hand surgery on his throwing hand like two and a half weeks ago. I just don't see it happening. But either way, Hawkins can hurt him with his legs. He's certainly not the passing quarterback that Mateer is. But if somehow, some way, Mateer talks them into letting him play in this game, I think Oklahoma easily wins. But regardless of what happens, I'm still going Oklahoma. Maybe it's more anti-Texas than pro-Oklahoma. I don't know. But I just think, because, we know what this game is and what it means. And all these kids know each other. They played with each other in high school. They went to the same football clinics, all this stuff. And this is one of those that just means more. And I just think Oklahoma's got the better defense. And with or without Mateer, I think they can do enough to win this game. So Oklahoma money line under 43.5, and that certainly would reflect in your first half under bet as well. So
I like it.
I think we're all kind of cooking from the same pot.
Yes, I like it, Hammer.
All right, what else you got for us?
Next play I like, we're going to Eugene, Oregon. Big game this week, Indiana and Oregon. Think College game day. Wait, no, they're headed to Dallas, aren't they, for Oklahoma, Texas?
Yeah, they'll be there for that.
Okay.
That mess.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I don't like a side in this game. If I did lean towards the side, I would take Oregon minus the 7.5. I feel like Signetti in Indiana just don't have enough for this game. But I do like the total in this one. I like the over 55.5. Both offenses, both explosive. I like to take shots down the field, and I feel like both defenses are going to give up some big plays. So give me over 55.5, Indiana and Oregon.
Okay. That game opened at Oregon minus 10.5 for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it immediately, if not sooner, dropped to 7.5. Because I think people realize real quick, ooh, that's a lot of points. So whoever was fortunate enough to jump in there and grab it at 10.5, congrats.
Yeah.
So I think the venue is the difference in this game. It is outside of a big SEC stadium or a big well, the Big Ten's not loud. It's probably one of the crazier environments to play in. We did a home and home with them back in the mid 2000s, and people I talked to that went and actually used to work with a guy that was he played at De La Salle out in Concord, California, and Oregon was one of his visits. He went up there, saw a game, and he said it was crazy. Very, very comparable in environment to Neyland. And one thing about Indiana and Signetti, they're kind of like Penn State in this regard. Josh, Indiana lost 2 games last year. Do you know what 2 teams beat them? Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, Ohio State and Notre Dame.
That's right. Ohio State was the only team to beat them in the regular season, and they beat the hell out of them.
Yeah, they did.
They faced Notre Dame the first round of the playoffs, and Notre Dame beat the hell out of them.
And their starting Yeah, their starting quarterback from last year, Curtis Rourke. I saw reports where he played with torn ACL most of the season last year. So gritty and guts by that kid.
Yeah. And I think this kid they've got this year is probably better. He's already entered
Yeah,
the Heisman conversation.
yep,
I think probably this defense is a little better than last year's defense. And we saw what they did to poor Illinois a few
yeah,
weeks ago. I'll tell you though, this Oregon team is not Illinois.
no,
And this Oregon team playing at home is a whole nother animal, as Penn State found out. I think the label that why do I have trouble saying his name? That Kurt C has is well earned. He plays bully ball against the Sisters of the Poor, and he gets his lunch money taken, stuffed in a locker when he plays a legitimate team. So I'm leaning Oregon minus the 7.5, and I know that's more than a touchdown, so I may tease that down. And I'm with you on the total. I think there's going to be some fireworks, and it very well may be a shootout, and I think Oregon pulls away
yeah,
towards the end. But the reason that Indiana lost to Ohio State and Notre Dame last year was because they got pushed around at the line of scrimmage.
yep,
Same thing's going to happen in this game. They're going to get bullied on the line, and Oregon's just a better team. Sorry, Indiana fans. Not sorry. You're not going to win this one. So match you with the total, and I'll
yep.
lean Oregon to cover. Probably will either buy that down a point to 6.5, or I'll just throw both of those in a teaser and get better numbers. I don't see Oregon losing this game. Not after the big win at Penn State, them playing at home, everything's in front of them. I just don't see it. So we are in accord, sir.
Yeah, before the season started, I had 3 Big Ten teams making the playoffs, and Indiana was one of those 3
And
teams. I
even
them
if they
going
lose this game,
into,
they're still they can
yeah,
still make the playoff. Yeah.
right. And unfortunately, I picked Penn State to make the playoffs. What stupid of an idiot I was thinking they can make it.
Excuse me. Well, they should have, but it looks like we're going to end up Texas and Penn Stateless come playoff time, and
Yeah, which I'm fine with.
that's just a shame, isn't it? Don't you hate that?
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, it's terrible. All right. Well, I kind of tagged along on that pick, so why don't you go ahead and give us another one?
I got it. Not an official play, but a lean. Georgia Tech was very lucky and fortunate a few weeks ago to get a win against Wake Forest. Brent Key is really good against the spread as an underdog, but not so good as a favorite. So I'm leaning towards taking Virginia Tech plus the 14.5 at Georgia Tech Saturday.
Yeah, Virginia Tech's a little bit of a just stay away team for me because they're not who I thought they were. They really got exposed in the Vanderbilt game, but more than 2 touchdowns, that's a lot of points for a team that kind of sort of lost its way in Georgia Tech. I mean, we all know Haynes King and how much of a competitor he is, but yeah, they did not look good against Wake at all. They should have beat Wake by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of like that. I think I like that play.
And I know in a lot of mock playoff brackets, a lot of people have Georgia Tech making the playoffs, and I still very well think they could make the playoffs.
They could. I mean, if they can, I haven't watched them closely enough to really identify like maybe what the issue is. But if they can work some bugs out, I think it's on the table for them. I don't think it's likely, but I certainly think it's on the table, considering the state of the ACC right now.
Right. What about you? What's your next play?
I'm looking at this Houston Oklahoma State game, and I mean, obviously Houston should win this game. Oklahoma State's a dumpster fire, and I like the under 46.5, but it comes with a caveat, and caveat for all my East Tennessee friends back home is a big, giant if Connor Wegman doesn't play. That's a hammer play. If Wegman, whatever, if he doesn't play, big time hammer that. I don't see Oklahoma State scoring enough points if Wegman does play, but that also could leave the door open for some stupid backdoor cover if Houston goes up big, and then they start playing the water boy and the cheerleader and the equipment manager. Then Oklahoma State could sneak in there with a backdoor cover. But if Wegman doesn't play, I'm doubling down on that under, because there's no way there's gonna be 47 points scored if Connor doesn't play. Let's see. All right, Josh, what else you got?
Yeah, another big game this week. This is in the 7:30 night slate. So we got Georgia and Auburn battling each other. So I like Auburn catching 3.5. I know a lot of people have been concerned with Hugh Freeze so far this season, and it's getting a lot of anger towards the Auburn fan base. And I feel like Auburn could win this game outright because Georgia has kind of struggled the past few games on offense. So give me Auburn plus the 3.5. I think they play really good against Georgia at home this Saturday.
Okay. Well, I'm on the other side. I'm on Georgia minus 3.5.
You had to do that to me.
Well, maybe the other way around, because I've been on the wrong side of two games this season with Luce, and he's got me both times. So, so you may be sitting in the catbird seat with that play.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be a fun little sweat for us. Watch it come down to a field goal. So.
Yeah. So why do you think a lot of I've been hearing this week some Georgia fans, they want to make a quarterback change and start the Puglisi kid. What's your thoughts on that?
No.
Because I think other than the Kentucky game, I feel like Stockton has been playing pretty good this season.
Yeah, I can't think of any reason in the world to not play Stockton going forward. He's your future. I mean, I know the kid played at a real small, high school, and this is a major step up in competition for him. But he's proven the lights aren't too bright, and if anybody wants to blame either the Alabama or the Kentucky games on Stockton, then they need to go back and watch the game film. Did he struggle? Yeah, he didn't play his best, but
Right.
But no, there's no way. There's no way I make a quarterback change.
Yeah.
And while we're not seeing the same elite defense out of Georgia that we've seen. The offense is pretty good, and
Yeah,
my concern for Auburn isn't their defense; it's their quarterback.
right.
And I think Georgia can absolutely make his day miserable on Saturday. And I think that's the difference for me is quarterback and coach,
Right.
and big advantages on both those with Georgia. So
Yeah.
that's pure and simple why I'm on Georgia. Kirby Smart and
Yeah.
the fact that Jackson Arnold's just not a very good quarterback, and I think Georgia's gonna get after him. My next one's going to be big game in the Big Ten. Actually, a couple big games in the Big Ten, but looking at this Illinois-Ohio State game, we saw what Indiana, we just talked about it, did to Illinois a few weeks ago. They scored 10 whole points. Now they're playing. I don't think you can argue it at this point, and I'll have to rinse my mouth out here when I say this, but that Ohio State defense is the best defense in the country. Ohio State can name their number in this game, but there's no reason to go out there and just absolutely blow them out. They will squeeze this Illinois team into submission. I'm taking under 49.5. Whatever scoring happens is going to have to be Julian Sayin and Ohio State because Illinois ain't going to be doing much.
No.
Let me get this taste out of my mouth while you give your next pick.
Yeah, and my next pick, we're going to a little Big Ten matchup, Michigan at USC. So USC trying to get a bounce back win against Michigan, but I hate to say it, this USC team, their defense sucks, but their offense is really good. And Michigan has been okay on offense at times this season, but pretty good at times as well. And that leads me, I'm taking this as a lean. Give me Michigan team total over 27.5. But my official play in this game, give me Michigan plus the 2.5. I just feel like I trust Bryce Underwood more than Jade Mava, and I feel like Michigan is going to have their way with USC's defense.
Jury's still out on that game for me. I hadn't decided yet. I have a lean in it. You don't want to hear it, so we'll revisit that one.
Yeah, I'm debating on if I'm ready to rip my USC to make the playoff ticket up yet or not.
Yeah. I got to look at Michigan a little closer because I think they should win this game. But I hadn't fully committed to that yet, so I'll get back to you.
All right, thanks.
My next one is what looks like to be another pretty good game. It's Maryland and Nebraska. Malik Washington has been quite the player for Maryland. They've quietly been one of the better teams and better cover teams in college football this season. I've been on them a lot, and quite frankly, I'm going back to the well. I'm taking Maryland plus 6.5. I think they can even win this game outright, but I'll play it safe. I'll take the points. Nebraska really struggles to stop the run, and Maryland's pretty balanced team. And I think Washington can make enough plays because that Nebraska secondary is pretty good. But I think Malik Washington can make enough plays downfield, throwing the ball to keep them in it and keep it within a touchdown. So give me Maryland plus the 6.5 against Nebraska. All right. What else you got?
Got two more plays.
Okay.
And first play, we're headed to the Mountain West Conference. San Jose State taking on Wyoming. And if you haven't heard of this kid, Danny Scudero, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, wide receiver for San Jose State. If you haven't seen him, kid is a stud, just putting up numbers this season. And I have San Jose State to win the Mountain West ticket at 8-1. Don't know if I'm going to hedge it or not this season, but I'm going to be on the Spartans this week against Wyoming. I just feel like San Jose State has enough to beat the Cowboys, and Wyoming just sucks this season. So give me San Jose State on the money line minus 122.
All right. Got you down for that. My next one is going to be in College Station. Let me make sure I've got the most recent number. I know what I played, but I want to look and see what the number is. Hey, it hadn't moved. A&M and Florida. So Florida just had their big win, trying to save Sunbelt Billy's job. A lot of emotion in that win over Texas. But now they got to go to Aggie Land, take on the 12th man, and whatever those yell leader things are. I think Florida's a little gassed after that big win Saturday. It's a little more than a touchdown. This A&M offense is dynamic. They can score in bunches. If you go back several weeks, we had the Notre Dame Texas A&M game, and that was my big dropping the hammer play of the week. Was on the over in that game, and I think it cleared by like 15 points. This is another one. I'm stacking on this one. I like A&M to cover that 7.5 against Florida. They're flying high right now, but I think they come into that game and they get a little bit overwhelmed. A&M's defense is very good. That offense is going to be too much. Marcel Reed, legit. That run game, legit. Give me the Aggies. Cover 7.5 against them Gators. All right, Josh. I think we each have one before we get to the Tennessee game.
Yep. All right. This is one of my last big plays for the weekend. So we are going to Tempe, Arizona. So Arizona, they're in Tempe, right? Arizona University.
Arizona is in Tucson.
Tucson. Yeah, we're going to Tucson, Arizona, BYU. And this play is a drop in the hammer play. Give me Arizona money line against BYU plus 100. This line does not make any sense. BYU has not played anybody worth a crap so far this season. And the Cougars are running into Noah Fafita and the Arizona Wildcats. Yeah, give me Arizona on the money line plus 100. BYU is a fraud.
So we haven't talked plays before right now this week, right?
Right.
We hadn't shared any information or how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? We haven't done any of that, right?
No, we haven't.
Okay. So I don't know if anybody can see this here. I'm going to try to get it up here. This is where I write Josh's plays down up here at the top of my notebook right there. You see I wrote Zona money line. Well, then if you come way down here, Arizona money line over BYU. Everything Josh just said. I like their quarterback. I love a quarterback that wears a fullback number. I think that's cool. Great story. I'm a big Fajita fan. Chimichangas, I love them all. Josh, you said it. This BYU team, I think, is a bit of a paper tiger.
Yep.
And going into Arizona playing's tough. So yeah,
Yeah,
for
it
every
is.
reason you just said, give me Arizona on the money line. Screw them in basketball, but
Yep.
I'll back them in football.
Good.
So, all right. So the Bobby Petrino version 2.0 takes over the hog pen. They're going to come limping into Knoxville with their coach fired, brand new defensive staff. I assume what should probably look like and resemble a brand new, defensive scheme. We're coming off a bye week as well, so both teams have had a couple of weeks to lick their wounds, get maybe some players back, and jump out to a fresh start. So, Josh, what do you think is going to happen on Saturday?
I was looking at this total Sunday, and it was 66.5. Now it's went all the way up to 68.5.
Getting
So
crazy.
Vegas thinks this game could be a shootout, or Tennessee could put 40 or 50 points on the board, and Arkansas could put up like 20 something. Don't like a total or side in this game. Going back to my roots, I like a team total in this game. So give me Tennessee on the team total over 40.5. I feel like the Vols are going to get revenge from last year against Arkansas. Any of the players that were in last season that remember that game, they have revenge on their mind, and they're going to try to keep their foot on the pedal until the game is over. Give me Tennessee team total over 40.5 against the Hawks.
We just talked about the top 10 team offense yards per game, and Arkansas was number 8. Bear with me while I go through page after page after page of total defensive numbers, and I'll let you know what I land on the page that's got Arkansas. Now, Tennessee's 76th in total defense yards allowed per game. We give up our share of yards. Arkansas, however, is 117th in the nation in yards per game allowed, and they give up over 6 yards per play. Arkansas is god-awful on defense. If you've watched any of their games, and Magic 8 Ball just called it out, they give up about 25 chunk plays per game. They bleed big plays on defense. Tennessee is going to beat the shit out of Arkansas on Saturday. I don't know if you can put a big enough number on the board for the total or for the spread. Tennessee is bringing out the big lumber, got some payback coming, and we don't have a volleyball player at quarterback who's going to run out of bounds when he gets scared and doesn't know what to do. Joey ain't that guy. And his eyes are going to be real wide and real big when he sees the Swiss cheese that he's going to be able to throw against. This may be one of our bigger offensive outputs of the year. Seriously. This Arkansas defense, and they've already fired everybody, which is fine. They probably needed to. Everybody probably needed to go. But there's no way that they're going to cook up a defensive scheme, put it in with a brand new coaching staff, and have it ready to go for this high-powered Tennessee offense. No way. Don't have enough time to prepare. They clearly don't have the hogs in the pen to execute it. So give me Tennessee by 1,000,000. Cover the spread. I love your team total bet of over 40.5. And honest to God, they may get in the 30s in the first half, Josh. I don't know what the first half team total looks like or the first half total of the game.
First half total is 34.5.
Tennessee might have that by themselves.
Yes.
Honest to God. So
I could see it.
Put me down for that too. Put me down for that too. Give me first half over whatever you just said, 34.5. I'll find it. I'll bet it. Tennessee's going to beat the hell out of Arkansas, period.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big old hog roast in Knoxville Saturday night. And I hate that for Arkansas.
I do too.
They were always one of my little redheaded stepchild teams I pulled for in the old Southwest Conference before it went to the Southwest and the Big 8, then the Big 10, then the Big 12, and then the whatever. They've changed. They've changed names more than Lizzo changes buffet plates. So I don't know what all they have been, but I always liked Arkansas back in the day, and it's kind of we don't play them that often, but they got a little payback coming, and they are ripe for a good old fashioned East Tennessee dog whooping. So I am all over the Vols on Saturday.
Like it. Love it, man.
And then I'm going to throw one NFL game out there as a little bonus. Ran across one that I really liked. I've already got a couple teasers in for the NFL games on Sunday. I'll probably put those out there, share those on the.
Do you ever drop hammers on an NFL game if you really like a game that you like?
Not real big. The NFL is so volatile. Because literally anybody could beat anybody.
Right.
I mean, because if you think about it, the Titans were down, what was it, 17 points with 10 minutes to play?
Yeah.
And they could pull that, and they end up winning that game. And they only had like 130 yards, 140 yards of offense leading up to that point in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So I don't ever bet big on the NFL. Anywhere from $10 to $25, man. I'll just be honest with you. I go cheap on the NFL. I'll do some. I'll throw a few parlays or teasers in there for $10. If there's a game I just like, the Cowboys and whoever, two high-powered offenses, I may drop $25 on a total, but I don't get carried away because it is just too volatile and it's just too many things can happen, and I'm still not sold that something's not funky with the NFL. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
That's probably where I played more teasers than anything is on the NFL.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I like points. I like the underdogs. I like to beef up those spreads.
There you go.
Yeah, Magic Ball just chimed in. Best Take the points in the teaser. That's right.
Yes.
And yeah, I do dabble with some of the parlay sites, the fan or not FanDuel, but the Prize Picks, Underdogs, Better.
Prospects. Yeah.
I do a little bit of those. I've got my own code for Underdog, but I just don't use it very much.
Yeah.
But there is one I really like, and
Okay.
I may have to eat a little crow on this team because I'm going to revisit this on a podcast, an actual podcast, not a sport betting stream. But I went through and broke down each division from both conferences over the summer and gave out some win total predictions, things like that. And I kind of want to revisit it because I'm sitting there seeing some of these things play out that I talked about over the summer, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to talk about this. But here's one that I'm going to probably have to eat crow on, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I did not think the Aaron Rodgers experience was going to be any more successful in Pittsburgh than it was in New York, but that may not necessarily be what ends up happening, especially with the injury to Lamar Jackson. And I know Lamar probably, potentially could be back this week. If not, certainly would be after the bye. But the Steelers get the Browns on Sunday. Mike Tomlin, coming off a bye, is 14-4 in Pittsburgh. They have not lost to Cleveland but one time in the last 22 games. They are 21-1 against Cleveland at home. The Browns just played overseas. Everything in the world points to Pittsburgh winning this game. I'm taking the Steelers. What is the spread?
I'm seeing a 5.5 on DraftKings
God, I
right
hate
now.
that line. That is such a ratty line. Yeah, screw it. Give me the Steelers and the Steelers to cover. I don't think Cleveland's got anything for this game, and everything is on our side with Tomlin's record coming out of a bye week. Pittsburgh absolutely owns the Browns, and with them coming back from London, their whole game prep week is all messed up. So taking the Steelers minus 5.5 against Cleveland. And I'll throw a few more out there as we get closer. I'll probably do something stupid tomorrow night. Although I have hit my last 3 prop parlays, so
Right.
cleaned up Monday night.
That's good.
In that game.
That's
so
good.
I needed it, man, because like I said, we didn't do terrible. We did very average.
Yeah.
On our official plays. Personally, I know we all had. Because we play stuff we don't give out here as well.
Right.
These are just the ones that we feel really good about, can speak to, have some insight on. Hopefully, didn't necessarily work out that way last week. Although we did have a few just horrible beats as well. But and that happens. That's why it's gambling. But
right.
But yeah, so I ended up 14-4 on the weekend. Just didn't do that great on the other ones. And then Sunday NFL, just the Eagles, the Bills. Perfect example of why I don't bet big in the NFL was Sunday. Eagles lose,
Right.
Bills lose, Cardinals piss down both legs last 10 minutes of the game. Just can't, you just can't go big on these games. Excuse me. But Monday night, though, that was a different story. Raked in pretty big time, about 350 pulled in Monday night. So
Nice.
And hockey season, of course, that tipped off. Yeah, hockey season just tipped off.
Yes.
Puck dropped last night
Puck drop.
on the hockey. So, oh yeah, Magic 8 Ball, the Dolphins too. Good Lord, why is Mike McDaniel
Yeah.
still employed? Can
Oh
somebody
my
explain
God.
that to me?
Yeah.
I mean, I have gone off on tangent and rant after rant about Mike McDaniel.
Yep.
I did. If you want to go back in the YouTube channel and listen to my AFC East breakdown, you'll hear another one. Like this guy is the living, breathing poster boy for Hot Pockets, Cheetos, and beanbag chairs.
And playing video games.
Yeah, this dude needs to be running somebody's IT department somewhere. He does not need to be an NFL head coach, and I can't understand for the life of me why he still is.
It would be my Titans elect to hire him next season as the offensive coordinator.
I mean, I even think that's too good for him, but I know that's where he cut his teeth. So what I'm hoping for Miami fans is that Jim Harbaugh takes the Chargers in there Sunday with down both his starting running backs.
Yeah.
And just absolutely stomps a mud hole in them, and they have no choice but to fire him. That would be ideal. Because it'd be ironic because his BFF, Brandon Staley, was kept around by the Chargers a year too long. They should have left his ass in Jacksonville when they lost that playoff game.
Yeah.
So it would just be poetic for me for the Chargers to be the team that ends up being the death of Mike McCarthy. Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel. Yeah.
I have a little bit of respect for McCarthy. At least he's won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
McDaniel, he couldn't win Tecmo Bowl.
No.
So anyway, all right, man. Well, we ran a little bit over than our normal hour, but I feel like
I wanted to ask you this before we end.
Sure.
So I know we want to focus on Arkansas, take one game at a time, but we get Bama next Saturday. So do you think it would be better for Bama to win or lose this Saturday? Because I just don't see us beating them next Saturday if they're coming off a loss. I just don't see them losing 2 straight times.
Honestly, I don't know if it matters.
Right.
Because I think they are, and that didn't necessarily factor into my Missouri money line pick, but
right.
I don't think DeBoer would look past Missouri with us coming to town. I don't think he would do that because as much criticism as I may have to offer about him, he's a really good coach. He is in a tough spot, man. It is tough to come in on the heels of a legend, and I don't care what sport, I don't care what school, I don't care professional, college, high school, I don't care.
Right.
It's a really tough spot to come in, and I wouldn't say this publicly on Twitter or anything, but you have to at least give the guy some respect from the standpoint of the situation he walked into and the expectation that he is having to try to live up to. And, after 4 losses last year and after the first game this year, I mean, there were people ready to take up money to send a U-Haul to his front door. Like they were done.
They were.
And I'm like, that's crazy. You people are stupid. You're insane.
Yeah.
Who are you going to get better? Who are you going to go get better than DeBoer? The guy's won everywhere he's ever been.
Yep.
So, and I say all that to say this, that I don't think it matters win or lose this week for Bama. I think DeBoer understands the magnitude of that rivalry. And I think he understands that if they're going to get into the playoffs, that's one of the games that they need.
Right.
So I think they're going to be prepared for us coming in there regardless of what happens this week.
Yeah, I agree with that, Hammer.
It's easy to say, oh, we're going to get a pissed off Bama team. Great. Well, I mean, they're not going to prepare any differently. The game plan is not going to change if they go in and beat Missouri by 30 or if they lose by a field goal.
Right.
Game plan is going to be the game plan. Now, it may create a little more urgency around Alabama, but I don't think you can do anything to make the Tennessee-Alabama rivalry any more important.
True.
I think it's just one of those games.
And it's a big primetime game next Saturday night.
Oh, definitely. And, they didn't do us any favors by having that game at night, which I guess, the Bama folks turn around and say the same thing about us, but it's different when it's us. So,
yeah.
But and Magic 8 Ball called it out in the comments. The Vandy game was closer than, probably what the score showed.
Yeah.
And Bama's beatable. I mean, that's why I'm on Missouri this week. I think that's what Missouri does offensively. I think they can gash Bama, and I think their defense is good enough to not let Bama just run wild on them. And so, we're all hoping that Jermod McCoy suits up. He's going to be back there to, visit his child, Ryan Williams.
Yes.
So if that be the case, we got Hobbs back, I saw.
Yeah, we do.
So if we keep getting healthy, we don't lose anybody critical in this Arkansas game, and we go into that game pretty healthy, and ifs and nuts, candy and butts kind of thing. But if we get McCoy back, then I think we got just as good a shot at going in there and beating them as anybody.
I do too. Yeah.
Our only blemish on the season is a 3-point overtime loss to Georgia. So
the only team really besides Bama that scares me left is Oklahoma. But we get them here at Neyland, and
that's right.
Yeah, I feel like that game is going to be a shootout, and I feel like we can pull that game out. But that game still scares me, even if they do have Mateer.
Yeah, and for me, it's not even about Mateer. It's about their defense.
Their defense is stout.
Yeah, they don't have Stutzman. I mean, he's moved on, but they defense travels.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I certainly think we win that game, but I'm with you. If I'm looking down the schedule, the two that stand out are Bama and Tuscaloosa. Because I mean, let's be honest. Until we beat them in Tuscaloosa, until we beat the Gators down in the Chlamydia Bowl, I can't sit here and say, we're going to win that game.
Right.
Because we ain't done it in almost 20 years for Tuscaloosa. It's been more than 20 years in Gainesville.
In Gainesville, yes.
We have to do it before I'm going to sit here and say, yes, we're going to do this.
Right.
But I believe in this team. I believe we are capable
I do too.
Of winning both of those games.
And one more thing. Go ahead.
We should win out. Let's be honest. We should win out.
Yeah, we should. One more thing before we end, Hammer. I just don't understand why Joey isn't getting more Heisman love,
You do know why.
Yeah, the media. Yeah,
because of that power T on the side of his helmet.
Yeah, and the media hates us.
Yeah, and and everybody I've seen, especially over the last couple of weeks, about because we were sort of stuck at 15 in the poll, and all the poll hates us, all the media hates us, and all this stuff. And I don't necessarily buy into the fact that there's a conspiracy in the national, sports media against Tennessee, but at the same time, I mean, every one of our recruits that are 5-star, as soon as they sign, they drop them to 4. When we have, how long did it take Brazel to get on the Bolitnikoff list? Joey's like 6th. I think he's like 6th in the Heisman right now.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up, but yeah, they just nobody seems to want to give us any credit or acknowledge any of our great individual players. So I don't know. I really don't. But that's the best reason I can give you is because of that right there is the reason that Joey's not getting the because and excuse me, and even the gimmick offense people that I go to war with on a fairly regular basis. I mean, even those people can't argue that this year because they've changed how the offense looks. It's more of a traditional pro type offense, and nobody wants to talk about that either.
No.
So it's just this preconceived thing about Tennessee, and part of it's our fault, I guess, because we wandered the wilderness for 15 years.
Yeah.
With those 3 clowns and Kiffin's antics.
Right.
And so I don't think anybody's given Josh like really credible attention that because of his, again, gimmick offense that he runs. Well, watch a damn game.
Yeah, watch a damn game, people.
Yeah. Quit reading, 2 years ago news or what your buddy told you at the water cooler. Actually watch a game. If you understand football, watch a game and then come back and tell us that Coach Heupel runs a gimmick offense.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Hammer, it was fun, man, like always.
Always a blast, man. I look forward to this every week. I'm glad that
Me too.
You're available to do this and then we get to do this. And everybody that watches either now or if you circle back, catch it on a replay, whatever, really appreciate y'all as well. Make sure you follow Josh. It's at Joshyboy from Tennessee on Twitter. Follow the podcast page because we will throw some plays up on there and some giveaways that we don't necessarily talk about on here. Excuse me, or may not mention on our individual pages. So be sure and follow there. Check it out. We do follower-only giveaways sometimes. So just make sure you're catching us everywhere. And please, by all means, if you like what we do, don't like what we do, and want to troll us, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Follow the YouTube channel. Subscribe there because likewise, like to do some giveaways that are exclusive to YouTube as well. So the more you support us, the more that we're willing to give back. So again, Josh, thank you so much for being here, brother. Love you, man.
No problem, man. Love you too.
Look forward to it next week and look forward to cashing some of these tickets out. Everyone else, have a great night. We will catch up with you next time. Go Vols.